Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, Home Assistant Hardwired Part 2 Modbus TCP IP. In this video I'm gonna be using this extension. It's a 12 relay output and 16 digital input Modbus extension with Ethernet port on board. So we will be using Modbus TCP IP type of connection. Just quickly about Modbus. Modbus to communicate using registers. It can be maximum of 65,536 registers, including 01. Originally, Modbus was designed so first 10,000 registers was allocated to read or write coils, means relays. Then from 10,000 to 20,000 was allocated for discrete inputs, or in other words, digital inputs. Then from 30,000 to 40,000 was allocated for input registers to read inputs with numeric value of 16-bit integer, and then from 40,000 to 50,000 holding registers as well for numeric values like integer, 16-bit integer. But that doesn't mean it's always done like this. Usually, actually, it's done a completely different way. Sometimes you read the coil and discrete input using the same number of the register. Also, it's many different versions of Modbus, but in my videos I will be using only Modbus RTU and Modbus TCP IP. Also, to read the values, we will use function codes. It's 8 of main different function codes to read discrete inputs, to read coils, to write single coil, or write or read holding or input registers. So let's go to Node-RED. So first I would like to use read node to read digital inputs because that's the most simple thing. So let me go to Modbus. If you haven't got this kit, you just go to palette, install this kit, and then you will have it. So first you need to add the configuration. I already got the configuration, but you will need to add new Modbus client configuration. Basically, Node-RED is a Modbus client. The extension which we will be using is a Modbus server. So you will have to add new configuration. I got already done. So let me show you how it looks like. You can put your name of the configuration. I put it so I will know what it's for. Type of connection, TCP, serial or serial expert. Serial and serial expert are for Modbus RTU. Host IP address, this is the Modbus extension IP address. Port, default. Unit ID, you can leave it blank. It doesn't matter because it's only one TCP unit. So unit ID, name as you wish, topic as you wish. Unit ID, you don't have to put it because it's a TCP IP again. Function code, we will be reading the input status. I have connected normal switch, on-off switch, to input number 1. So address, let me go back to this one for a moment again. It's a quick manual for this unit. So Modbus address, this is the address range for digital inputs. This unit actually have 16 digital inputs. This manual is for various models, so that's why it's only 8. and it's like I said, it's not exactly correct, this 10,000. In this case, if I put 10,001, I wouldn't get the output. So I tried before, so I will just put number 1. So if I want to connect digital input number 8, I will put 8. One more thing I like to show you on the picture. Those digital inputs start from 0 actually. So if I like to read the digital input number 0, I have to put number 0 as address, register address. So let's go back. 1. Quantity, we just want to read 1 register and 1. Poll rate, so how many times per second it will, how many times it will be doing this. So 1 per second. Debug node. Deploy. So now we got all the files. So let me switch. And we got true. Switch it again, and it's working. So if you want to extract this value to get just one true, you can use change node, but I will show you in a minute how to do it in best way. So we got one input already, we read one input. Next thing what I would like to do is force a coil, means turn on a relay. So configuration is okay. Force single coil, that means to turn on the relay. Address, Modbus address. Let me go back again to this. So it's from 1 to corresponding channel. So we got 12 relays, and again the relays actually start from 0. So if I want to turn on relay number at 0, I will have to put 0 and then corresponding number. So say, let me put 01. And it's on. I don't know, did you hear it clicking? So what else we can do? I can't show you now if it's on or not. I know it's on because I can hear it and I can see the light. You can do as well read coil, means I can read do the relay is on or off. So read coil status, number 0, quantity 1, every second. Let me clear this. It's false. Let me force it. It's true. False. What else you can do? I don't use this thing, but if you hook up to the second output, you will get complete message. So if you need that, then the second output is for this. Let me clear it. So okay, we have it working. We can read one input, we read one coil and force one coil, turn on the relay basically. So, but this kind of configuration is kind of useless. You still haven't got in your Home Assistant actually. So if you want to have it in your Home Assistant, you have to add your binary sensor and then create a configuration, add new HI entity config. So you will have your name, say this is a door contact or a switch, light switch, whatever. Or if you want to turn on something like light, you will have to add a switch. So, and then create your configuration inside of this node as well. Tick this box because otherwise you wouldn't have output. And then the top one is for true output and the bottom is for false output. So you will have to link both of them like this and then deploy. I'm not gonna do that because I don't see a point. Let me delete them. Okay, so our extension have 12 relay outputs and 16 digital inputs. And this is kinda, you can't really use this kind of configuration for separate inputs and separate outputs to read them. So basically, let me go down to the Modbus kit. It says if you have more than 10 nodes on one communication configuration, use the Modbus Flex GATA. You don't have to use Modbus Flex GATA. You can use, if you have just one extension, you can read, instead of reading quantity just one, you can read quantity of 16. So we will read all 16 in one go. Okay, I put one first because I got switch connected to one, but actually those inputs start from 0. So I'm gonna put 0. So I got one node will read all 16 digital inputs. And now this node we would like to read all 12 outputs. So 12 outputs. And let's see what's happened next then. Is active. I forgot about it. Sometimes if you see reconnecting, that means it's something wrong with your configuration or connection maybe. So check your configuration properly. So we got all 16 outputs. As you can see, first input, it's true. Let me switch it off. And it's off. Let me clear it. Same coils. It's working. Okay, so you can extract these values separate using a change node, but far more simple way to do it, it's to use buffer parser node. Same, it's probably you wouldn't have normally when you start your node-RED on your home assistant, you will have to install this kit. So you have these two nodes. This one I never use it, but this one is very handy for Modbus. So what you can do, tick this box, this one, value only, and basically this is one output now, so we need another 15. items. And then you will have output for every single one using just one node. Let me deploy. It's actually changing, so we got number instead of true. If it's 0, that means it's false. But if you use the binary sensor node, it doesn't really matter. It will accept the same way. So that's quite important, because if you use a couple of these nodes, say more than 10, what will happen? Sometimes wouldn't reconnect to your extension, lose connection completely, or sometimes you have the connection and doesn't read properly. Sometimes it reads every second, sometimes doesn't read for 5 seconds. But the worst part is the Modbus write node won't work properly. Sometimes you will turn on the switch on your dashboard and doesn't work. And sometimes will work, sometimes not. So make sure those nodes are not too many of them. So let me go back one more time for this kit. This is Modbus read node, what we're using. Modbus got an out. The difference is you set all these values as on the Modbus read node, but you haven't got the frequency of reading. So basically you have to use one of these nodes, inject node, to read, but doesn't change a lot again. So this is the best configuration. So let me go to this flow. Okay, so on this flow I already pre-programmed for reading all the coils, reading all the inputs, and turning on forcing the coils. So we can read the coils, all the coils in one go. They all off. Inputs, they all off. And what I did as well, before I make the video, I connect relay number 0 to input number 0 and input number 4. So if I turn on this relay, the input number 0 and input number 4 should be on. So let me do this. Read. And it is. Also the relay number 1 I connect to input number 3. Let me clear this one. And it is. So this is the best way how to do it. This is, as I said, you can have complete message object as well. One last thing, you can have function called force multiple coils. So we can force all the coils in one go, say in this case 12 relays, and just to for FC15 message payload must be an array. So basically we have to create an array. This is just a sample configuration. It's kind of useless if you want to use for 10 on your relays. I just did it to show you how it works. So basically this node is a join node. This join node will create an array of 12 elements in the time of 30 seconds. So if I click, say 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, it will create this kind of array. So basically it will send true to first 0 1 2 3 and etc. So you can do this as well, but I never use this function. I always use separate nodes for each switch from Home Assistant, because this is the easiest way and it doesn't really matter, not like the read nodes. So that's what it is. I think this is all for today's video. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.